Hey y'all, and happy Thanksgiving. Natalie here today with a layout just from products in my stash, and they're probably from all of my lovely design teams. I love all my design teams. I'm very thankful for them. So I just decided that I needed to play and make a mixed media layout today. So I'm using last year's Thanksgiving pictures to make one more page. I've used clear gesso on this 8.5 by 11 white cardstock, and now I'm going to town. I have some shimmers on there. Most of it's shimmers. There's one Heidi Swapp Shine, the coral color there. And so I'm just spraying it directly onto my page, spritzing water on top and flowing it around there. And then I'm adding that gray color, just going with some autumn tones. I have a striped paper that I haven't shown on camera yet that I'm kind of feeling for the tones here. And then I add a maroon color down there. And then I dab up a lot of the color with my paper towels, and it leaves this pattern, and I'm not here for it. It could be cool at another time. That's not what I'm looking for here though. So I bust out the paintbrush and I start smearing the color around a little bit more, and that really works. I do want that orange is really brilliant, and so I do need that to be muted, and the pink color as well. So this adding of the water and using the paintbrush really helps to dilute the color exactly how I envisioned it. So I took up so much with the paper towel that I had to go back and add a little bit. But as you can see right here, moving it around and adding the water, it's perfect. It's exactly the colors that I'm going for. Not so bold as the initial sprays. So I'm just going to work on that. And the yellow is beautiful, and it's a pretty light color compared to all the rest of them. So I end up adding more yellow. And I use my heat gun to dry it. I do want some cells, not a ton of cells though. I didn't let the color pool up as much. So now I'm going to go through and add a few splatters and watch what happens. I mean, it's really beautiful. I love that watercolor look right now, but if you just add a few splatters, I really try to keep it at a minimum. It just gives it so much depth, I think. They pop off the page. I don't know. I just really like how different it looks with the splatters versus without. You could do it either way. It definitely changes the look of the page though. So just playing around and really trying to keep the splatters at a minimum. I just wanted a few, not a ton. And I am happy how they turn out. The yellow, I add yellow splatters, but honestly, you can't really tell. But the other colors are bold, and the little drips of color do stand out. So there we go. And again, I use my heat gun here in a sec. Oh, sorry, forgot the orange. And I did really want to go minimal on that. And it is so bold. I end up even dabbing up with a paper towel some of the color of the orange in there. And so just so it dries with the same intensity of the other colors. Because it is just so much bolder than the others. And that is because it's a coloring, so it doesn't have any shimmer in it, and the rest of them all have shimmer. So that's why it is so much bolder than the others. But I love the way it turns out. And you'll see a close-up here real quick in a minute. There we go. So now I'm done with the background, and I just want to add the striped paper. So I just tear a big gap away from the side. I do it all the way down, and I add the striped paper in there that matches the background. Isn't that fun? And honestly, I did mix media here, but this page did not take me very long. And sometimes I just need to get in there and play with my art supplies and make a mess, and that's what I did here. So, and also adding the background paper to the gessoed page really helps it to lay flat. And because the edges, when you gesso an entire page and do mixed media on an entire page, it does tend to curl up a little bit. And then watch how just this tiny technique of pulling up the edges of the white paper, how much texture did that add and how much dimension, like the tiniest little thing. So you know, I love to add texture to my pages, and that's just the smallest thing that can add a really big impact. So I add all my photos and my title back on, and I'm like, nope, I need some more stripes. I'm just going for balance here. And so I add another bit of the striped paper down in the right hand side, and I had to bust out my my cutting platform there. And then I'm doing the same thing over there to add the texture on that side, because this page is all about some balance. You know, it comes with practice, but you have to see, when you look at a page, white space is great, but you also have to have the balance. And so you have to train your eye to know where it is that you need to add something. And you'll see I do that again in a moment. And it does, you could almost call it a visual triangle. I'll point that out when we get there. So I add my photos back on, and these are just like detail shots of our Thanksgiving breakfast last year, the decor I had at home, a couple shots of my kids and their grandparents. And I bust out this Simple Stories Fall Farmhouse, I think is what it's called. And I add to my title, and it's Cozy Good Times, because we were just like, had a fire lit, we were at home, it was nice. And then I try to find circular elements in the sticker sheet to embellish my circle photo line here. And I feel like this was really where the page came together. It was a little bit boring before, and adding these circular embellishment stickers just really added the interest I need. I have that wreath, so I go and I grab this little heart gem from Prima and choose the like yellowy color that's kind of in the background, and it was perfect. It's exactly what we needed. And so that draws your eye down to the bottom of the photo line. And then I add a few sentiments in, and one of the sentiments I find is one that says Thanksgiving, and I play around with it. This one I'm cutting up, so don't be afraid to alter your stickers too. But the Thanksgiving one, I play around, and I really like the dark blue because there's a couple tiny pops of that in the page, and so I want to make sure that's on there. So what I decide is up there at the right hand corner, it's too much white space and I need something. So I grab another sticker. It happens to be a pie, and it's not a circle, so it wouldn't have fit anywhere else on the page, but I layer the Thanksgiving sticker on top of it, and that with the two striped papers creates a really nice visual triangle on the page without losing my white space as well. So there's the final product. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for you watching my videos and giving me likes. Thank you guys, and I will be back with some Christmas goodness soon. Bye y'all.